Welcome back to another YouTube Tuesday. My name is Derek, and today I'm going to be showing you another king of short form content. Whether it's on TikTok or YouTube, he's got a huge following, and that channel is MDRepairs. Let's get into the video. Now, MDRepairs, or mobile device repairs, I say he's the king of short form content, and that is because he has only posted 67 videos on his YouTube channel, and yet he's amassed over 700,000 subscribers. So he's definitely doing something right. And with those 67 videos, he's amassed over 250 million views. So today we're going to watch a few of his shorts. What he's so good at doing is taking something that's complicated and showing it in a simplistic form.
My customer forgot his passcode, and after 10 years, he needs me to recover his pictures. He has no idea what's on here, so let's see if we could be Hacker Man and hack time. First, we use an exploit to gain access to the operating system. Once we're in, we'll need to pull 2 files out of the phone. These 2 files control how many passcode attempts we'll have before the phone locks itself. Within these files, we can change the values to 9,999 attempts before the phone gets disabled. Now we can add these files back into the phone, and we have unlimited passcode attempts. Then we use this USB stick that'll try all 10,000 passcode combinations. Once it hits the correct passcode, the light sensor will be like, holy crap, the screen brightness has changed, and it'll stop the brute force. Then we can plug the USB stick into the computer and check the last passcode tried. Now we wait until tomorrow. If you need a repair, the link is in the bio. Peace.
What a cool concept to be able to alter the amount of passcode attempts so that you can track down the passcode. I wish this was simple for all devices.
My customer forgot his passcode, and in the last video, I started to brute force this iPhone. What this means is that this USB will try every single passcode. It's the next day, so let's see if it worked. The phone isn't disabled anymore, which is a good start. I'm just gonna guess a few passcodes, because if this hits, I'm closing up shop and going straight to Atlantic City to put my net worth on black. Damn. Okay, let's plug the USB into the computer and see the last passcode tried. So the last passcode tried was 5667. So what I'm going to do is start the brute force again at 5660, and we'll just count because it's going to be in that range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the passcode is 5665.
What a cool trick. That's amazing.
Another fan from TikTok mailed me his iPhone, and he said he needs me to recover 69 specific pictures. The phone doesn't show any signs of life, so let's take the board out and see what's up. Whoa, do you see that? That chip's hitting almost 200 degrees. Let's flick that chip off like it ain't no one's business and replace it and test. And nope, that didn't fix the issue. Let's take another look. Oh, I'm a dummy. This capacitor right next to the chip is shorted to ground. Let's inject some voltage into that line and see what gets hot. Boom, that little sucker next to the CPU is burning up. That's gotta be our issue. Let's pop this cap off like a bad tooth, replace it, and test. Boom, his 69 pictures are saved. If you need a repair, the link is in the bio. Peace.
So that cap that he knocked off, I can't tell you how many hundreds of iPhones I've fixed where it's that specific cap that's gone bad. That was one of my favorite repairs because it was easy to isolate. On that particular model, it was either that cap, one next to the NAND, or if it was water damage, it was up by the Wi-Fi IC. So that cap, super commonplace. And I don't know why that cap would always fail, but it was always that cap right there in that row.
This lady came into my store and she was absolutely pissed. And she goes off telling me, I brought this phone to the mall for a simple screen repair. They said it can't be fixed and gave it back to me in pieces in a freaking Ziploc bag. She has hundreds of important pictures on this phone, so let's see if we can recover it. Let's take the motherboard out and see what's up. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that is a missing filter right next to the screen connector. I bet the last tech knocked that thing off. Let's go check the cell phone graveyard to see if we have a donor motherboard. And yep, that should do. Let's rip this thing apart and pull a filter off the board. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but let's find out. Let's solder this little nugget onto the board, and boom, her pictures are saved. If you need a repair, the link is in the bio. Peace.
All right, you can definitely see why he's so entertaining and why he has so many views on these videos. Taking something like this where it's where there's high emotion involved, where you've got the story that he's telling in the background. It's unfortunate that there are repair shops out there that will do something and will not be aware of why they damaged something, or the fact that they just stuck it all in a bag and handed it back to her. Like, that's extremely unprofessional. It's like, if you can't figure it out, you you send it off somewhere or you replace the device. But it's extremely common, and I can't tell you how many times I've fixed pry damage like that, where somebody will be taking their fingernail or a pry tool or sputter or something to disconnect a connector, and they will knock off one of the teeny tiny components, and they won't be able to see that because it's small. Maybe they're not experienced with issues like that, solder work, for example, being able to fix that. And so they won't even know what to look for. They'll just know that, hey, it was working before, now it's not working. So it's really cool to see somebody be able to do this and explain it in such a quick and easy way.
This iPhone was accidentally shot with a gun. The phone was filming when I got murdered, so let's see if we can recover that video, and then we can watch it together at the end. Let's take the screen off, and holy crap, he might be the luckiest man alive. The bullet missed the motherboard, and it looks intact. Let's take the motherboard out, throw some parts on it, and hope for the best. Wait, what? It turns on. Okay, we gotta find this video. Let's try ones. What? How is that not the passcode? Okay, we're in. Let's watch this video.
How lucky is that it only got shot in an area that wasn't crucial for the function of the phone? Now, obviously, the board might have taken an impact, which could have caused other issues, but obviously, you're not going to have a functional or at least usable phone when the screen's broken like that. But definitely an entertaining clip.
My customer forgot his passcode, and after 10 years, he needs me to recover his pictures. He has no idea what's on here, so let's see if we could be Hacker Man and hack time. First, we use an exploit to gain access. This chip holds all of my customer's pictures and videos. I took this chip off a Samsung Galaxy S2. The phone kept showing the logo and shutting off. So let's see if we can recover his pictures. Let's plug it into this chip reader and see if we can read his files. And nope, the chip keeps disconnecting. There's definitely a problem with this memory chip, so how can we get the data off? Let's try soldering this chip to a USB stick and reading it that way. Okay, now we're going to use the PC3000 portable to see if we can recover data from this chip. This tool costs about $15,000, and it's way more fun than a fancy car. It can recover data from hard drives, flash drives, SD cards, solid state drives. Okay, do you see those red blocks? That's when the chip keeps disconnecting. So I changed some settings, and now we're getting a clean image. And when we scan the data that we have so far, we can see all of his pictures in his camera roll. This will take about a week to read 7 gigabytes of data. If you need a repair, the link is in the bio. Peace.
I wish it was the case that you could just pull off the memory on any of the newer devices and do this. Unfortunately, they basically are always paired to the CPU. And so that's not really a thing. But on the S2, wow, I mean, that's a throwback to the past. But it kind of gives you a different insight into repairs that you're probably not doing, or even things to think about. Maybe you could perform a service like this. Obviously, you need to learn how to do it, but that's pretty neat.
My customer dropped his hard drive and now it shows no signs of life. He needs me to recover his data, so what can we do? See this little thing? This thing reads the data off your hard drive and they go bad all the time. So let's try replacing these little thingies in my customer's hard drive and see if we can recover his data. Let's pop my customer's drive open and remove the bad reading heads. Then let's pop open the donor drive and remove the good reading heads. Now let's install the good reading heads into my customer's drive. After replacing the reading heads, we need something like the PC3000 to read the data. So let's fire this thing up and boom, the hard drive shows up in our system. Next, we can see that the data on this drive is encrypted. So let's find the decryption key and decrypt the data. Okay, now we're ready to extract this dude's stuff. So let's open data extractor and bing bang boom, we can see all of his data. We can see that there's about 450 gigabytes of data. So let's click extract and boom, we're reading at 90 megabytes per second, which is amazing. His data will be saved in 1 to 2 hours. If you need a repair, the link is in the bio. Peace.
You can see how he's taken something that takes quite a bit of skill and quite a bit of time. I mean, he does this, I'm assuming, in some type of clean room environment. And he's able to break it down into something that's like, 30 seconds long. This is a complicated process on top of actually performing the physical labor in fixing the hard drive itself, but then also to understand the software side of things. It's pretty amazing.
This college student came into my store begging me to get her laptop fixed right away for school. The thing doesn't turn on, so let's pray to the computer gods that we can get this thing fixed. I ruled it down to the motherboard, so let's check it out under a thermal cam and see if we find anything obvious. And do you see what I'm seeing, Mr. Krabs? That little red dot on the motherboard is hitting 230 degrees. She is hot, hot. So let's take a look at it under the microscope. I'll remove that component that was getting hot on the board and we'll test if there's still a short. And nope, the short is gone. Life is good. Let's replace the component, clean off the board, and test. This is the moment of truth. Let's see if it was that simple. The laptop turns on. Another college student saved. If you need a repair, the link is in the bio. Peace.
Again, another repair. You'd almost think he did it that quickly. And he probably did do it fast. But the way he breaks it down, making it sound so simple. I mean, it kind of is simple when you understand the concept, when you understand the process, when you can diagnose and troubleshoot things. But at the same time, this is something that requires quite a bit of skill, and skill that is valuable. And so he can pretty much charge whatever he wants. I mean, as long as they're willing to pay, to be able to fix things like this. And so it's really one of those things where once you have the skill, all of a sudden your world opens up to the amount of different devices that you can fix, because the concepts apply across basically all electronics. Let's watch a couple more, and I'll let you guys watch the other 50 or so. Probably take you less than an hour to watch all of his videos. But having watched them, it might open your mind to the potential of the things that you might not be doing in your business, or the repairs that you could potentially learn to help the people that are in your city, your state, or even nationwide.
My customer said he has baby pictures of his kids on this iPhone and he wants to blackmail them, so let's see if we can recover it. My tester shows that the charging port fails, so let's plug a new charging port in and test. There's no way I get thrown a bone today. And yep, God doesn't love me. Let's pull the motherboard out and check. I don't feel like using my brain today, so let's just replace the chip that tells the iPhone to charge. And let's see if my bet hits. All I gotta do is remove this chip, clean it up, and replace it with a new one, and I'll take my odds. Let's see if my bet hit, and boom, he can now blackmail his kids with their baby pictures. If you need a repair, the link is in the bio.
I love how he says all he needs to do is remove that chip. If you aren't aware, that's the TriStar IC, and on the iPhone, on that iPhone, it's covered in underfill. It's a really annoying one to work on. It's right next to the NAND. It's one where I saw countless techs pull pads and have struggles because of the underfill. I really enjoyed doing this repair back in the day. I don't see a whole lot of this phone anymore, but it's one of the biggest failing points on this model was the TriStar IC. He makes it sound like it's super simple, but it's not. It's a small chip. It's got underfill, like I've said, and you really have to know what you're doing in order to replace it. So I love how simple he makes it look.
Boom, we got another mail-in, and this one's from Vinny from good old Dirty Jers. He took it to U-Break iFix, and they said it needs a voltage regulator, and to just go buy another phone. He really needs his pictures back, so let's see what's up. So the iPhone shows the Apple logo and shuts off. Let's open it up and check it out. Wait, hold on, is that battery unplugged? No way. If I plug this back in and it turns on, I'm gonna cry. Oh no, the tears are dripping. Alright, let's give Daybreak UFix a chance here, and let's see if I can find anything wrong with this thing. Okay, I see why the voltage regulator is bad. When you finagle this charger in a certain way, it stops charging. The voltage regulator must be bad. Let's check it out under the microscope. Ah, you see all that lint stuck in the voltage regulator? Let's clean it out and test. Boom, the finagle is fixed. If you need a repair, the link is in the bio. Peace.
Not to diss on a U-Break iFix. This just comes down to a single, tech really not knowing exactly what's wrong with the device and just coming up with something that sounded somewhat, I guess, credible to the customer so that they didn't feel or look like they didn't know what they were doing. Obviously, this was that's just not something that I mean, come on. It's phone repair 101. Check the charge port if it's not charging properly, not turning on. It's probably all it was, is a little bit of lint in the port and it's not turning on, and because he was getting some, kind of lost for words, so I'm glad he had a lot to say, making that entertaining. All right, let's watch one more, and I'll leave the rest up to you guys.
Boom, we got another mail-in. My customer said this iPad shows no signs of life. He has a ton of pictures on this iPad, so let's see what's up. The iPad fails my charging chip tester, so let's plop out the heat mat, take off the screen, and check it out under the microscope. This is the charging chip that tested bad, so let's replace it and test. And boo, wait. This thing still doesn't charge. No bones today. Let's take another look. Ah, I see something. This capacitor is burnt, and yup, it's short to ground. Let's pull it off like a bad tooth, replace it, and test. And boom, his pictures are saved. If you need a repair, the link is in the bio.
All right, yeah. So, iPad, huge common failure in the iPads is the TriStar IC, especially in these older models. And of course, isolating a short where it's typically a single cap. It's one of those things where once you understand how to do it, it's actually not that complicated. Having a thermal camera or to understand the techniques of troubleshooting it with like freeze spray alcohol, or just using your skin to detect a short, or multimeter, and just plain old experience, it makes repairs like this entertaining. I personally find it satisfying to be able to isolate an issue that isn't just a plug and play component. I like to be able to troubleshoot the harder repairs. So that gives you a good idea of the possibilities. If there's a channel that you follow that you'd like to see me review on this channel, let me know in the comments below. I'm sure there are plenty of them out there, and I need your help to find them. If you've made it this far, like the video, subscribe for more future content, as I obviously do a lot more than just review YouTube channels. Thanks a ton for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for a Micro Soldering Wednesday.